It's time for another Instagram Designs My OCs. Let's get started. Hello guys, so this week we are going to be doing an Instagram polls designs my OCs again. I've been getting so many requests to do the next one, so I thought why not let it be this week. Now what I'm going to say before I start is that I've changed my setup a little bit, especially since I've learned from the past 4 episodes that I've done previously, because in previous episodes when I've actually shown off my graphite pictures, I've had to always tilt up the entire sketchbook just so you could actually see the lines, because if it's flat you can see how it reflects. So this way I thought I would put it on my drawing board just so you guys can see the sketches a lot better, and also it makes it a little bit easier for myself to draw in proportion, and hopefully there's not this awkward lean that tends to appear in my artwork from time to time. So hopefully it will improve my artwork on both fronts. And I hope you guys don't mind the new format. This is all just to make it better for your guys' viewing experience. Especially for those of you who watch the video instead of listen to it, because I know there are people who listen to these types of videos while they draw. But for the people who watch this type of video, I just want to make sure the visuals are so that you can see what's going on. So okay, let's actually get my polls up on my Instagram. So we go to my Instagram right here and into here. Okay, so we are doing a girl. Okay, I'm okay with that. So for those unaware of this series, in previous times I've actually done mostly boys. So I'm actually really happy that it's a girl this time, because it's kind of like the first episode again. So just sketching out what this girl could look like. I'm leaving my hand in the middle of the frame just so it does not go out of focus, because I really don't like the fact that this camera has a habit of going in and out of focus. I try and stop it, but it just does it automatically, which is just great. Just peachy. I think I did the picture of this girl like too close to the edge. I feel like her boobs are like too far up. Because I was going to have her in like a really cute pose, and then all of a sudden I did her too close to the edge, so it's just going to be a really stiff, awkward pose that wasn't supposed to be. Okay, let's deal with that. God, this is not turning out the way that I thought it was going to turn out. I think some days are better than others, and today is not one of those days. Maybe I might film this over multiple days, and you never know, we might actually have a good day in the middle of all the filming. I can't, no. It also keeps going in and out of focus like crazy. So hopefully now I just fixed the focus. You can see that I did try and draw like a girl at first. That's because I failed. So I'm gonna try again. This was the pose I was trying to do, but again I think I've drawn it too close to the edge. I mean, it's close to the edge, but like it's okay-ish. This doesn't have to be perfect either. It's literally just a figure to get down the fact that it's a girl that we're drawing. So we have a general pose going with her. Kind of reminds me of the first video with her pose. If you would like to see that, I will put it up in the iCard in the right hand corner. Okay, so the next poll is whether they are human or not, and they are not human. Okay. Oh, not human. Now, I've already had thoughts about whether they're human or not, and when it comes to not human, now at the moment there is this art challenge called Junicorn, which is kind of like mermaid, but instead of mermaids you draw unicorns. So you draw unicorn characters throughout the month of June. And I have no unicorn characters. That might surprise some of you, but I really do not have any unicorn characters. I have thrown up the possibility of having them in the past, but I don't actually have one right now. So I've just noted down unicorn. Let's actually do a little doodle of what that could look like. I don't actually know how she should be in terms of like head. I might actually look into types of faces. It really depends on what kind of climate she's from, because with climate I can actually determine where she will belong in my character universe, and that way I can get a feel of what her face type will be like, if that makes sense. So I don't know what her hair type will be like either, so whether it's curly or not, I don't know. Let's just do something that is, wouldn't say generic. Oh, there'd be like horse's ears, wouldn't they? I was about to do human ears and then I realised she's not human. Oops. Oh no. I'm literally just going off intuition of what her ears would look like. This is not even accurate. I think later on in the video I might try and be more accurate, but this is like first impressions of what the character could look like, so it's not really set in stone. So I've given her more straight hair. I might curl her ends though. I feel like unicorn characters would go very, very well with piercings, with tattoos, with dyed hair as well. Like, I've probably just hit the nail on the head straight away with the character. I mean, sometimes it's a longer process than normal, but I am going to try and experiment throughout this video. However, I might end up going back to the first design, who knows? That's just the way character design works. Sometimes your first design will be your best design. I've had that with university projects all the time. It's not a great feeling when you feel like you've wasted so much time when you could have gone with the first design, especially when you're under tight deadlines. So looking at actual horses, their face would be longer. So with horses, you can see this is going to be a really, really bad drawing of a horse. I have drawn horses before, but I've always spent like more time on them. So this is going to be really, really bad. So excuse really, really bad drawing of a horse. Now that I'm looking at it, this, even though the shape is right, I don't think the angle is right at all. So it just makes it look freaking awful. Oh, it looks so bad. Oh my god. I am not feeling good today about my sketches. Why did I even try to draw a horse in the first place if I knew I was gonna fail? I don't know. I do things I can't explain from time to time, and this is one of them. It still looks terrible. I mean, I've done so much worse than this, but even so, this looks still awful. It's like I can't get it. It's just looking even worse the more I continue. Let's stop this. Okay. Let's just try and draw the character. Okay. So let's actually give this character a bit of like a long nose, because horses are known for their long noses. This might change, to be honest, because we don't know what else the character will look like. But I'm just getting a feel for the character in terms of the animal. So yeah. Even though it still looks like a little nose, that's quite a long, somewhat big nose. And I feel like she would have quite the long face as well. I'm just going to show you what I mean by that right away. That just looks really, really weird. And her horn as well, so it would be like that. And you can see how long the face is. This might be contradicted when we find out whether she is a heavier girl or a slim, slender type of girl. I feel like this time I'm drawing a lot more, which is something that I've been wanting to do lately, so that's probably why I'm doing that for this video. I'm going to draw these two without any kind of hair, so that way we have a blank canvas again on this side. So we have two blank canvases to work off of. So the next poll was actually to find out whether she has dark or light skin, and 65 dark skin, 35 light skin in terms of percentages, which that's really interesting. Okay, so she has dark skin. I have noticed a trend in these videos. People always seem to vote for the dark skin characters. It's a trend in this video series that I'm starting to notice. I do have dark skin characters. It's just at the moment I don't really draw a lot of them because they're not the characters that are the focus of my particular project that I'm working on. I'm feeling like this character should have some kind of markings. I don't know, like if she's gonna be a horse. I know I've got the not human element there right away, which is something in previous videos I haven't actually nailed down straight away, but I'm really feeling the whole unicorn thing right now, and since I don't have a unicorn character, I think we've already found what non-human character I'm doing. So, okay, are they slim or are they heavy? And the answer is they are slim. Okay, I was actually expecting heavy to win. Okay, so they are tall or short, and this time, oh, we have a small bean. Oh my god. Every other time it has been a tall character, so I'm really excited that it's a short little bean. Oh my god. Oh. So the next one is whether a character is innocent or edgy, and literally one of the closest things I have ever seen for this character, and she's an innocent little bean. Oh my god. Just by the vibe, I'm loving this already. Just, yes, an innocent, short, slim, sweet little bean of a unicorn. Yes. This is everything I wanted. So now we're gonna do hair type, and it's either long or short, and curly or straight. So, okay, let's see. And it's long hair. She has long hair, which I'm kind of sad by because I really thought it would be short, but at the same time, kind of goes with the whole unicorn thing. So the next one is straight or curly, and the answer is curly. Long curly hair seems to be a trend as well with my characters as well. So, did you guys literally just pick everything that I wanted to draw this time around? Because I think you did. So I'm actually going to have to search up some reference for long curly hairstyles, because I have various characters that have long curly hair. Some of them girls, some of them boys, but like I do not want her to look the same as some of these other characters. So I'm going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do little thumbnails of what the hair could look like. So just like really quick sketches like this. Just get the shape of the face and then the horn. Okay, so we can actually kind of incorporate the hairstyle in with the horn. So maybe she has like this swooping fringe like this. That sort of style reminds me of Princess Jasmine, which is kind of relevant right now because, you know, Aladdin and everything. So because it's long hair, I'm not entirely sure how I want to go about it. I'm kind of feeling pigtails. I don't know why. Maybe it's my ever-going obsession with Miraculous Ladybug. Who knows what it is? But I'm feeling pigtails, and I want to do pigtails that have like quite curly ends, because although I really want her to have like fully curly hair, it's just, oh, that looks cute actually. Oh, I like that. Although I am going to test out other hairstyles, I just thought that looks kind of cute. I mean, she also could have like an updo, a ponytail that kind of like goes into so many different curls. Oh, that can be sweet too. Oh, I don't know. Oh my god, there's so many different factors to this. How long can long hair be? With long hair, it's really hard to say how long hair should be, because my own hair comes down where my chest is. My hair comes down to about here on my own body. So I would call that long hair. Some people who have longer hair than me would call that mid-length hair. I don't know. And how curly are we talking? Because the poll was 41 straight and 59 curly. There is this hairstyle that I'm really liking that I've just seen on Pinterest. And I feel like to show you guys what it looks like, it will be easier to show you from a side-on profile, even though I just started with this headshot. It's kind of like a swoop back sort of look, and it has plaits in it. And how I draw like draft plaits is I just do a zigzag with a tube around it. I can flesh it out a bit in the final drawing, but it looks like this, and there's just loads of curls coming out of here. It doesn't fan out. I keep naturally wanting to like draw it fanning out like a teardrop, but it doesn't. There's so many curls in this. Oh, I really like this one. Oh my god. Oh, this could look super cute. I don't even... Have we... Oh yeah, we have. Oh, this could look super cute. And she's meant to be innocent, so it would definitely go with a cutesy style. I'm seeing her looking more flat-chested, so she could be like really cutesy. Oh, she's already looking very cutesy. I don't want her hair to go up too high in the back, because the highest point of her hair should be it being all tied back. Oh, I really like that one, but that one looks cuter. I don't know. Oh my god, why is it so difficult to come up with a hairstyle? I mean, she could have like ends that are like all over the place. I kind of see that. God, my sketching looks like chicken scratch. I do apologize. She's looking like some princess, but I don't really think she would be a princess. We haven't even discussed a kingdom for her, and I think that will be in the next one, which is going to be climate. In terms of her hair being long and curly, I definitely am feeling this one being potential, possibly that one, but mostly this one at the moment. I dare say you'll tell me in the comments whether I went in the right direction in terms of the hairstyle. Why do I keep forgetting that her ears are not human? I don't know. Let's just rub out a little bit up here. Ooh. Let's start with the hairstyle. I think this ear should be a little further back. Okay. got to keep my eraser close to me so that way I can actually get the detail in that I need to. So I think the plait, or braid as some people call it, should start just above her horn. I think that would be a good place to start it. And it actually frame around her ears. If I stop talking, it's because I'm trying to concentrate, and trying to concentrate while doing this is like, it's really difficult. Waves are a form of curves, aren't they? Or like curls. I keep switching between many different pencils because I'm a very indecisive type of person. If the last video in this series wasn't anything to tell you that I'm indecisive, I don't know what would be. Her nose is like really, really big. Like, I know I made it big purposely because it's a horse character. So just extending the hair down. This is quite a bit of hair. I can sort out the way that looks in a bit. Says me every single time I try and deal with something in my drawings. Just adding a little bit of life to her. Well, I don't know about her eyes actually, because her eyes, I thought, well, they could have a pupil, but like, I kind of like the idea of her not like having a really dark pupil. To be honest, I think it will depend on whether I remember this when I do the final piece. Because a lot of the times, even characters that have like freckles, I forget the freckles. This will be a case of, will I remember this? I think she is going to have a pupil shape, like the inside of the eye, but like maybe it not be shaded in black. Maybe it's going to be a darker shade of whatever colour her eye is. Or maybe that will just be the colouring style I take on for the final piece. I'm very indecisive. If you haven't watched the last video, it's the entire title of the last video. I'm indecisive in this series. So the next poll is whether they're from a warm or cold climate. And let's see that. They are from a hot climate. Okay, it's a 51-49 split. Again, like, all of these polls so far have been pretty close. Some closer than others, but they've been more close this time. Ooh, that makes it really hard to place her in terms of where she would be in my OC universe, because I can't really think of like anywhere. Well, I suppose there's a couple of places. So there is a forest known as Farley, but that kind of would be like the generic unicorn in the woods sort of feel. I'm not entirely sure. There's also Prism. Prism could be an interesting one because Prism, for anybody who doesn't know, Prism is kind of like connected to Cinderash. It is also a place of light. That's why it was named Prism, because light travels through a prism and creates rainbows. Well, at least that's how I was taught in science. It's been a while since I've done GCSE science, please excuse me. But Prism could be an interesting choice. And when making her a unicorn character, I still haven't fleshed out what her legs would be like, because she could almost be like a Mari, where she could have 2 hind legs. Amari, if you don't know, is the first character from this series. She's from round 1, which that video recently just hit 10,000 views, which is amazing for my channel. I can't believe it, and I want to thank you guys so much for the support. It's been really, really great. So I'm just going to turn the page, and I'm going to kind of tell you what I mean when I say 2 hind legs. Or kind of be like a centaur kind of mermaid. Mermaid? Sorry, my mind's still in May. Oh no. When I say 2 hind legs, I mean her legs are 2 legs like this. More like a fawn type of character, kind of like Amari from the first video, whereas kind of like a centaur. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. She would have more of like a horse's body. I feel like that's more adventurous for me in this series. And I feel like that could be really, really cool, to be honest. Well, I'm kind of liking that idea, but it's been a while since I've drawn horses. And when I say a while, it was like second year of uni, which was late 2016, early 2017. So yeah, I don't know about this. Okay, I'm gonna give it a go. I just want to say, please don't criticize my anatomy, like my horse anatomy too much, because it's been a while. I'm very, very, very rusty. I love how this just looks like a normal leg. It's not going to look like a normal leg. It's going to look like hooves. And since she would be in a warm climate, I don't really need to draw much in the way of clothes. She's not going to be completely butt naked. So the next thing is about her fashion anyway. So let's do that one. And she is wearing feminine clothing. Okay, this could be really interesting because let's try and draw like a her full form on this page. I'm doing it on this page so that way I have enough room. Let's hope I've got enough room here. I'm just going with shapes first because shapes will help me plan out where things will go. So the hindquarters like this. I really should be using reference. I am terrible, okay? Sometimes when I get too excited, I just start without any form of reference. And that's something my university teachers used to tell me off about. The fact that I would just rush ahead without reference and just be like, it's fine. It's fine. It totally wasn't fine. Because it looked like a mess half the time. Centaur.
Here's some information about Santa Claus.
No, that's not what I asked. So what's really interesting about centaurs is that they are from Greek mythology. Maybe her clothes could kind of be like Greek. That's something to consider. But I really like the idea of relating the origin of the myth of the centaur to the feminine clothes, because I think that could actually work really well as well. You know, while I'm referencing this, I literally just remembered that my favourite book as a kid was Black Beauty. I would not put that book down. It's been so many years since I've actually read Black Beauty that I actually can't fully remember what happens, but I used to be obsessed with Black Beauty. The thing is, she's supposed to be short, so that's why I've kind of done her torso really, really small instead of like long, because really speaking, she's supposed to be quite slim. So usually when you're tall, it exaggerates how slim you are. Just try it when you're drawing. And I give an example of when you're drawing a character. So I'm just gonna quickly draw this character right here, and this is going to be a tall character. Obviously the character we're designing is not, but I'm just giving you an example. Oh, I did the head way too big. The big head syndrome is coming back to get me. Oh no. So what I mean by it is when you actually make the arms really, really slim, they look longer. She is going to have hands. Oh my god, she's so preciously little. Oh, well, for a centaur, yeah, she is really little. Oh my god. Oh, look at her. Oh, I love her. She is so cute. Just with like what I'm working on with her silhouette currently, just, oh. She's adorable. I might even have to like flesh this out more for her final pose. Oh, I love this. And if she was from a colder climate, I would actually kind kind of make her more, like, have more fur around her body. And that could look really, really cute, but she's from a warmer climate, so we're not doing that today, unfortunately. I really wish I could, but she's from a warmer climate, so I'm not going to. The anatomy is not going to be perfect, Zoe. Stop stressing, because I have a problem about stressing about the little things. Stressing about way too much. And that's why my mental health hasn't been great recently. Woo! Now that we've got like the basic form down, and we know from the previous page that she's going to be pretty flat chested, so she's small and slim. So let's actually make this leg more thinner. And by doing that, it's making the leg look longer, which is something that I want to counteract by trying to shorten it even further. Getting rid of the top layer of lead. Oh wow, that's a lot of lead. But then again, this is a 2B pencil, so it's gonna be pretty dark lead. And I'm using darker lead so you guys can see. Also, I just love 2B pencils anyway, so it's not like a big deal for me. Ooh, this leg is looking pretty bad, because a lot of the pictures I'm looking at as reference actually have like this part more connected up here. Let's actually make her butt a little bit smaller, because she is supposed to be a really small horse. Like a tiny horse. That's so cute. Oh, I've never actually had a character like this. I'm really liking the way she's looking. Oh, I really think Prism would be a really good fit for her. Prism doesn't really have a particular clothing style. I mean, I think a lot of Prism would be like rainforest sort of thing, but I can see some areas of Prism being like more like flat lands. Or if she's not in Prism, she could be on like the outskirts of one of Cinderash's many islands, because Cinderash has some islands around it. Now, for those of you who have come to my channel and are like, what is she talking about when she says Cinderash, Prism? Basically, I have a character universe that is pretty in-depth. It's hard to fully explain and put into words, but I don't want to give away so much of it as of yet, because I do plan on doing things with it in the future. So it's this weird sort of middle ground where I don't really want to give away too much information about it, but people want to know about it. And I'm caught in the middle of this catch-22. I will share more information about my OC universe with you guys. It's taking a lot of time, and there's a lot here, so it's gonna take a while. And plus, I keep adding to it, as you can plainly see. So let's look. I actually really like this design of her. I think it's really cute. Okay, so just picking up the pencil, because she has such a small face. It's kind of hard to get like that long nose sort of effect, but then again, the rest of her body is going to be like a horse. Does her face necessarily need to encapsulate a horse? Like being long with like the long face, long nose? Not really, especially when everything else is horse. So if that gets a little bit lost in the final piece, then I'm okay with that. I hope you guys are as well. Oh yeah, she has a plait or braid. Some people call it a braid. I call it a plait personally. Oh, and it doesn't curve downwards. I don't know why. I have a thing for like making it curve downwards when doing hairstyles. Ooh, I just had a thought. In my next poll, I really should add whether she should have glasses or not, because a lot of these characters don't have glasses. I personally wear glasses, so it'll be really interesting to see if people want me to add glasses to future OCs. But since I didn't add it to like this OC's polls, I'm not going to, but I will going forward, because I think that could make the character look even more interesting. because there's so many different styles of glasses. If there's any more options that you want me to put in the polls for Instagram, please tell me, because I'd love to do more. When I say this character, I mean future characters, so yeah. Sometimes I just like to over-explain things. Okay, let's give her ears back. Well, then again, they never truly left, I just didn't draw them. I think for her tail is kind of going to be like a continuation of her hair, and we can actually make it super long. It's looking pretty good, especially when we consider the previous traits that she has with the poles. Having her be non-human, slim, short, innocent. She looks really sweet and cute, and I love her. I love her already. She doesn't even have any clothes yet. And we haven't even decided whether she has tattoos or whether she has dyed hair, which would look really cool on her because she's a unicorn. She can have her hair and her tail dyed. Tattoos would kind of like remind me of like My Little Pony. She could have one there, or maybe on her stomach, or like somewhere, I don't know where. But there would be the most obvious place if she did have tattoos. We haven't checked yet. There's also piercings! Oh my god. How could I forget? Okay, so the next poll is the hair. And it is... Okay, she has dyed hair. Yes, it's all coming together. It's like this character was made for me. So, okay. She has tattoos. 60 to 40. And let's do the last one because it's piercings. And she does have piercings. 69% piercings. Okay. It's a miracle I haven't spelled anything wrong. To be honest, I really do think that a tattoo here could be a little bit too generic and too My Little Pony-esque. When growing up, the My Little Pony stuff was more my sister than me. So me and my sister had very similar tastes, but we didn't have exactly the same tastes as kids. But we did share a lot of toys. But yeah, in terms of the tattoo, I'm really thinking that it could come down her back, especially if it's not covered. And when thinking about the clothing, going back to this whole idea of it being Greek, the whole Greek thing has like an off the shoulder sort of look, or like very baggy sort of tank top look, but I kind of went with that style with the last character of this series, so I don't really want to copy it all that much. Also, because she's got such long curly hair, I wouldn't want to obstruct anything, and also making the clothing white I think would be a really, really good thing. I don't think I wrote down the fact that she has dark skin. Wait, if I didn't show off the poll that she has dark skin, I will now. Yeah, 65% dark skin, 35 light skin, so she is dark skin. I thought I'd written it down. I really did. Oh, I'm so disappointed in myself. But I'm really feeling something simple for the clothes. I'm feeling like that could work pretty well, considering she's got dark skin and her hair's going to be like different colours, and she's also going to have tattoos and piercings. I do not want to overwhelm the character with like really overcomplicated clothes. So I've given her a choker. I'm going to give her an off-the-shoulder style of tank top. At the moment I'm referencing a dress from Google Images. I'm not entirely sure about this band design around her middle because it doesn't really make it look great. I didn't like that configuration that the reference image had, so I've just gone with like 2. I kind of like that. That's sweet. It's got like a Greek sort of style. I really like in the reference image that she's got bangles, and I really feel like that would match Prism's sort of style, because we don't have too many characters that are from Prism in my character universe yet. But yeah, I really like this. Oh, I think that's really sweet. It kind of like goes with her flowy sort of vibe, but it doesn't like mix too much with the curls. And there was a curl down here that I did add, but I wasn't a huge fan of how long that was. Now for me, thinking about this hairstyle in real life, that would be really long hair. So it's not insanely long, but it would be long for me. Should she have cuffs on the bottom of her horse legs as well? Or is that too much detail? I don't even know. Let's try it anyway. I think it is a bit too much detail, especially with all 4 legs. But I think what I might do, instead of having it on all 4 legs, I might have it on the back leg. I feel like that one could work. It wouldn't overcrowd the design too much, and it would also kind of balance out the whole design because it's very design heavy over here. So maybe having them on her back legs will be better. And also she's going to have a tattoo back here, or maybe even along her back to like connect it or something. I don't want anything too overly complicated down here, if that makes sense. I'm trying to think, what should her tattoo be? Like, my mind turns to flowers, but Amari's tattoo was a rose. So I feel like that's a bit redundant, or like I've done that too many times. So, oh, that's annoying. I'm kind of thinking of feather. If you guys have been watching the content on my channel, you'll probably know that I've been drawing a lot of stuff with feathers lately. I don't know, it's just been the progression of my work so far that they've included feathers. I thought it was just like crystals that I was drawing a lot of, but recently, no, it's been feathers, which could be a segue into what else could be her tattoo, and I think crystals could work actually. I know, crystals. What's a Zoe Marriner video without me drawing crystals in something? I've been getting some DMs when I draw crystals. How do I draw crystals? And I literally just start with the shape of a generic crystal, and then I just go to town with like making it look more rough around the edges. Because crystals grow, right? So you've got to think of them as like natural, but they also can be cut to make like rings and necklaces and bracelets and all these different things. I even have an OC kingdom from my OC universe called Verona. Yes, named after the Italian city, which is known as my crystal kingdom. I'm kind of thinking crystals could be a really good tattoo design for her because it's something I love to draw, and also it relates to prism because prism was actually named after the whole light bouncing off a prism and then creating a rainbow sort of effect. If you've ever seen this kind of image in science class, as to do with light, this diagram is basically what prism was named after. This line being light, like a single beam of light beamed into a prism, and then rainbows from another angle. But because of the general shape, I think of crystals when I think of prisms. I said before that she could have markings, and she could have like these markings that she's like incorporated into her tattoos. She has like a crystal tattoo spanning her back. It's not perfect, but then again, I never claimed to be perfect. I feel like she would have like a string of crystals, or like, I feel like she would just cover this in like crystals, because I would. I'm just going ham on the crystals, because again, what's a Zoe Marriner video without crystals? Or at least a recent one without feathers, haha. So in terms of piercings, I'm not entirely sure where she would have the piercings. I almost want to go in the nose ring. Ooh, is that too generic? I don't know. Let's just do a headshot down here. Also, I kind of did this whole thing with Michael's nose in the last one, and I don't know if I want to do it again because I want her to look different. I really have a habit of giving my characters pretty much like the same nose bridge and the same shape of nose, but also same eye shape. So there's part of me that kind of just wants to stick to the normal ear piercings. The thing is though, with the piercings part of the character, you wouldn't really see it. I'm going with more than one on this here. Why not? It's like every time I draw her face, it's looking different. Oh no. I think I remember someone saying that horses have like long eyelashes to like keep away dust and stuff. Have you ever tried to draw and talk or like draw and do something else? Oof, it's hard. The amount of times I've just wanted to stop and talk during this video, really difficult. Her ears are sort of obstructed, especially by that braid that kind of like swoops around her entire head. But you can actually see it like peeking out up here. Oh no, it failed so badly. Oh, we're kind of looking closer to the previous headshot of her. To be honest, I think with the previous picture, the nose would look better with shading. So now we have markers. Okay, so I'm just gonna look at the character and see where we go from here. I mean, I can actually do marker swatches on this page, like around the edges. The hair is dyed, so we could actually go for like a vivid color, or we could go for a pale color. Now, previous character kind of had like more pastel sort of hair, and it kind of contrasted against his skin, and it looked really, really good. But I don't know. Pale pink. Or we could go completely the opposite direction and use like blue. I really like the idea of teal. Oh, and I have some vivid teals. Oh my god, this could work. Oh, I'm thinking old era Bailey J. Any of you guys been watching Bailey J for a long time, you'll know she had this coloured hair. Maybe a little bit more lighter but desaturated. I'm not sure about that one. It could work as the clothing colour maybe, I don't know. But I kind of wanted white or like more grey or cool grey. That's the sort of vibe I'm going for with that top. This is the shape of the hair. I don't know how dark of a skin tone I want to go though. That's the thing. Obviously I'll start off with a lighter base tone for each colour. This is like a slightly lighter teal, so it's not like too much lighter, but you can definitely tell that there's a tonal difference. Oh, I'm liking this. I think that this hair colour could actually work really well. So this one's got like more of a green tint to it. That one could work. This is E57 as a skin tone. I feel like it's gonna match a little bit better with these colours. So I'm just like putting them next to each other just to see how they vibe with each other. I'm liking the way the marker is drying because it can actually lay down a little bit more lighter than you're expecting. Yeah, the darker colour I could actually use in the same hairstyle, like in the shadows. It's still gonna have like the same sort of vibe. It's a really good hair brown, but it's not really a great skin brown for me personally when I colour in skin tones. I mean, maybe to mix two skin tones together maybe, but not on its own. So some colours that I usually use for skin tones are my E70s because they're cool tone, and I don't really want to go too cool toned with this one. I don't know, I'm feeling less of a cool tone. So this is my E04, always great for like layering with other colours for skin tones. I think I am going to try some purple hair combinations because I feel like purple hair could work, but I'm also really liking the idea of teal hair. I think just to get the idea of purple hair out of my mind, I'm going to give it a go and see what I come up with. I also might try some red hair as well. Why not? I think that E25 is actually getting somewhere in terms of the skin tone. Obviously, I think for the horn, it is going to be like a brown tip, but it's going to blend into another colour. So if that's the case, I might have her extremities, her feet, her hands, horn, ears, kind of blending out to another colour. I'm kind of thinking purple maybe? I don't know, because I kind of want to add some purple undertones into her skin. I'm still not entirely sure about the teal. Let's actually test out that theory of the purple, pink and red. Ooh, the red's bold. This is like a light mahogany. It's the colour that I use mostly for like blood effects when it comes to markers. It's a more rusty kind of red. So I'm going to try this light purple. Now I'm going light with this just so I can see how it is light and then possibly layer up some darker colour. I'm thinking kind of like a teal as like the blend out colour if it's purple. Maybe even if the hair is teal, then the blend out colour will be purple instead. So here we go, the afterthoughts of the character. Now, before I even go into it, I just want to say that there are so many more pages of development. There ended up being about 9 pages of development in total. And the reason why that there was so many is because after I shut off the video, after thinking, oh, I'm done with all the colour swatches, I sat there for another hour or two just colour swatching more because I really wasn't convinced about the final colours. So I came up with new colours, they look so much better. The final colours are now in the video here. If you want to see the process of the other pages that I didn't show, please wait until the end where I do an overview start to finish of the character being made. The next port of call is to actually address how long these videos take me to make. In terms of video editing, they take me such a long time, and also because I'm editing down live footage, it definitely is a longer process to do that. Also, these videos are getting way longer than I expected them to be. I mean, this one's like an hour long, and I do apologise for any people who do not like that. I actually recently received a comment that was like, what the actual hell? This is 43 minutes long, and that was one of the previous episodes in this series. So now, let's get on to the character. In terms of Kingdom, I did change my mind of where to put her. Originally, in the video, I was like, oh, Farley just seems too generic. But then, as I was kind of considering what kind of background she would be from, it really made more sense that she would be from Farley, because Farley is more so a place of lower to the ground type of forest, whereas Prism is like way more rainforest type with huge trees. And honestly, it just didn't feel right. As much as I thought this could work, it could be cool, yeah, I really felt like it didn't work in the end. And plus, Farley didn't have any inhabitants before. It was literally just a forest for characters that haven't got a purpose yet in the world. I do have a vision for Farley, and it's more or less along the lines of really, really kind of magical, mystic, very full of nature, lots of like little toadstool type cottages, like really, really cute things like woodland creatures and stuff like that. So I really think that this character would suit Farley more so than Prism, at least in my mind. But yeah, the character, she turned out so cute, and I'm so happy with the way she turned out. I just can't explain how happy I am with this character. And it's really ironic because literally all of the traits was everything I wanted. But she's unlike any other character that I have. I mean, what other character of mine is a centaur? And also with the skin tone, I just had to equal it out in terms of the hair, because the hair was really throwing off everything and I needed to add some pink somewhere. So I really wanted a gradient in her skin tone. I've been doing it with my mermaids in Mermaid, so I just thought, why not add it to this character as well? It looks really cute, I'm not gonna lie, and it really has this balancing effect with her design. At least in my opinion. I know that there's going to be some people who say that it's a bit much, but I personally like it. As for the art materials used, I used my favourite watercolors, so the White Nights watercolors, and I used them on cold pressed De La Rowney watercolor paper. And then over the top of the watercolor, I used my Mozart brush pens, so they're watercolor brush pens. I really like them, as well as my Kuretake Zig clean color brush pens. They're basically the same thing, just a little bit finer of a tip. And for the line art, I use my Unipin fine liners. I know a lot of people use microns, and so do I from time to time, but Unipins are more available in the UK for me, so that's what I mainly use for line work. And then for a little bit of sparkle, my new Fine Tech watercolors on top for that gold. Oh, they are so pretty. So now I'm going to be showing you guys where it started and then where it ended. There were some extra pages added, so this part is definitely not a part to miss. So at the beginning of the video, we started off with a girl, and then we went into slim, innocent, short. So we knew she was going to be a little cutie pie. But in terms of the non-human element of her, I definitely decided on unicorn straight away, because I've never really had the opportunity to participate in Unicorn, and having a unicorn character was just too exciting for me to pass up, so of course I was gonna do it. So we then go into the hairstyles, and then choosing whether she was a satyr or a centaur. We have some colour swatches, and this is kind of the final piece, but it wasn't. I decided against it in the end. We have the crystals and the feathers just to inspire the tattoo. Then we have so many different heads with different hair colours. I was incredibly stuck with the colour, and after this point you don't see any more colour swatches because the video had gone on for far too long at that point. So I just decided to carry on and do more colour swatches off camera, and I did quite a lot. Choosing her colours was incredibly difficult because I had so much in mind for my very first unicorn OC that I just wanted every colour of the rainbow on her, but I thought that it was way too much, especially with the really bold hair. I decided to go with this sort of hair, like mixing pastels and a little bit of the bold colour, just not going too over the top. And so this was the main colour combination I went with. And then after that I did some pose sketching, and obviously you know I went with this one, but I fleshed it out more digitally and then scaled it up and did the final piece. And so let's show the fleshed out sketch before I show the final piece. This is what the sketch looked like. So you can see the glow up between the rough sketch and the neater sketch. And then finally we have the final piece. The one thing that doesn't really show up at this angle is the gold. Now I actually used my new gold paint. I do have the Kuretake Gansai Tambi paint, but these are the Fine Tech ones, and oh, they are so pretty. So there we have it. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry if it was too long for some people because I sometimes get turned off by really long videos, but if you've stuck through it to the very end, I just want to say a huge thank you. This OC is finally done, and I'm so happy with the way she turned out. It looks really cool, but she does need a name. So if you have any suggestions for her name, I would love it down below if you could comment name suggestions for her. And with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, you can like and subscribe if you haven't already, with post notifications on for notifications every time I upload or live stream. Because this video took such a long time and it took so much effort and energy out of me, I'm probably not going to upload next weekend. It also gives me time to fill up my sketchbook ready for the next sketchbook tour. I will be live streaming in the meantime, hopefully. So as I said, if you want to be notified, have those post notifications on. Hopefully YouTube will work, even though sometimes it doesn't. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!